Hello, I'm Cheryl Wilson-Stewart and I'm the director of the Cyclebetes school programs. This is the Cyclebetes Spin-a-thon. This is our core program. It was introduced 3 years ago and piloted by Vice Principal Ian Kennedy at Rockridge Secondary in West Vancouver, BC. First and foremost, it develops student leaders. It unites communities, it boosts school spirit, and it promotes health and fitness. It also awards scholarships and delivers on a promise to help find a cure for type 1 diabetes. I'll tell you more about that in just a minute. Here's how it works. A group is formed within the school. It could be a student's council, it could be a leadership class or club, it could be a group of kids who just want to make a difference, or it could be one lone driver who just wants to take this on. Students work with one of our 2 leadership guides. There's the 10-step guide, which is very comprehensive and requires a planning timeline of 6 to 12 weeks and creates a large event that is 12 to 24 hours long. This year, we've introduced the 5-step. The 5-step requires a 3 to 4 week planning timeline and is a school-based event that can actually take place in school time. The steps take the students through the entire process, from the initial team building to visioning and goal setting, and then moving on to logistics and marketing and promotion, communications, sponsorship acquisition, right through the management of the event, right through to the debrief at the end. The program is supported by lots and lots of resources. There's an online forum that we introduced last year that is intended for students that are involved in the Cyclebetes Spin-a-thon to collaborate and share ideas with others across the country. For me, this is a key piece to leadership. It's the ability to collaborate and build on the ideas of others. It's been fantastic. We also have tutorials and templates that are in the guides that work students through the process of approaching media, for example, or how to write a sponsorship letter. We also have our mentors, and our mentors are outstanding Canadian professionals who work in the fields of community leadership or marketing and promotion, and they have offered really great messages to our students that allow them to benefit from their insight and their guidance. And then there's me, who is the support person for the entire program. I communicate with the sponsor teachers and the students. If students require a resource that is kind of unforeseen, then we create it together. I facilitate brainstorming sessions sometimes and basically work through maybe a bump or a hiccup that their particular leadership group might be dealing with. The entire process is intended to be exciting and fun for students, because when we're having fun, we're at our highest order of thinking, and we take the most risks, we have our best ideas, and we retain the most information. Students use their critical thinking and their problem solving as they go about creating an event that is a perfect fit for their school and their community. I encourage them to think about what would engage their school. Like, they know the tone and the personality of their school and their community. What are they going to respond to? So to create an event that's a perfect fit for your school. Sometimes there's a dress up and a theme to the whole spin-a-thon, so it's sort of like a carnival or a festival. Sometimes there's more of an athletic base where teams are encouraged to go for distance and time and things like that. Sometimes the groups try to integrate all the feeder elementary schools as a way of introducing and integrating those younger students into the school environment. There's lots and lots of different ways to approach it. So why the focus on juvenile diabetes research and type 1 diabetes? Well, first of all, the disease is devastating and the numbers are growing. And every high school across Canada has at least one type 1 diabetic in their student population, and some have more than 10. These students just want to be like their friends, but in actuality, they live a very, very different life. They poke their fingers to check their blood sugar levels up to 10 times a day, and they inject insulin up to 4 times a day, and that's just to stay alive. They live with the constant fear of going into a diabetic coma that they may not come out of. This is something that we can only imagine. Right now, there is no cure for type 1 diabetes, but researchers feel they are very, very close. Cyclebetes is delivering on a promise to help find a cure for type 1. Read about the promise in the leadership guide in the background to the promise story. I think it'll warm your hearts. Promises are very impactful. We want to ensure that this promise is kept. Scholarships are awarded to all participating schools. 10% of the amount raised by the school Spin-a-thon is awarded back to the school to celebrate student leadership in scholarship dollars. This generation of young people is really extraordinary. They blow me away on a daily basis. They are different than their predecessors. They're looking for responsibility. They want the responsibility. They are actively looking for ways to make a difference. This generation is going to have their hands full in a few years. And I feel that it's our responsibility to groom them and help shape their leadership potential in any way we can. One of the greatest satisfactions for me is at the conclusion of a spin-a-thon and the kids are doing their reflection and their debrief, and they respond to the question, which is, what did you learn about yourself? And a student responds with, I found that I could lead. I found that people listen to me. I'm a leader. That makes me really happy. I hope you'll join the Cyclebetes team. If you have any questions or you'd like to discuss the program, just email me. I'm Cheryl at cyclebetes.com.